Here we are at the beginning of March, and there's little signs of spring in our tulip boulevard. So I think it's also time that we made the shop a little bit more cheery too.
Hello, I'm Emmy.
And I'm John.
And why are we here?
Why? No, you're supposed
no,
to say welcome to the latest episode.
Episode.
Start again.
Hello, I'm Emmy.
And I'm John.
And you say it. I don't know what to say.
All right.
Hello. I'm Emmy.
I'm John. And welcome to the latest episode in our vlogs.
And we're standing here for the shop.
We thought we'd stand somewhere different today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We stand somewhat different today. It used to be our shop. This was a window that we displayed very nicely.
Still is a window.
And this is also a window that we made very nicely so people could see, oh, those lovely windows. And here was the door.
If we look at some of the other properties on the same street, you can see that they would, at one point, all have been shops. The simplest way to work them out is if they've got two front doors, like this one. That's all one property now. At this corner would have been a shop. That as well. That would have been a shop. Either they have two front doors or they have a front door and one window on one side and two windows on the other. That was rather a grand store, I think. The old shoe shop. Go on. I remember meeting Jean, who used to run this shop, which was the
Grocery.
Fruit and veg and stuff, yeah. The old bank. And that's the reason why the street that we're in is called Bank Street.
Yeah, but it's not a shop. And here we are. The cheese house.
I think that brings a bit more spring cheer. Just a little touch of colour. We've had these nice, cheerful tulips for about, well, it must be 10 years pretty much to the month, because we used to do window displays in the old shop. And this was one of the first displays we'd made, I think. Always nice to have a cheery smile.
John is washing his hands because he has the certificate of the hygiene, and that says wash your hands before you touch any of these lovely cheeses. But then he threw the paper away, and then he had to cut.
You want to come in close?
Old one into half. Otherwise we can't do anything.
First we make a little...
Ah! It's the big knife.
And again.
His hand is very close to that one.
So we make a little nick.
Oh yes.
And I also have to have a little taste.
Oh. Then you take a wire.
Might not get exact straight cut, but we shall see.
It has to be straight. Yes, I see that.
Goes in the nick.
Okay.
In the nick of time.
Yeah. And then he has to use his whole strength to go through. Way hop. And then he shows me a half. Brilliant.
Anyway, nice coffee.
Nice coffee, darling.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful day. Where were we in the video? We're talking about the shops, and when we started in
Church Street.
we started renting at the beginning of October, and there was 6 weeks before the film festival. As we decided that would be a good time, the first weekend of December, the best time to open.
Yeah, and I came in the holiday, the autumn holiday, for a week or so.
Yeah, but otherwise, very conveniently, you left me to do all the
Yeah, I
work.
did.
Yeah.
Well, because I still had to earn some
Yes,
money.
indeed. You were teaching,
Yeah. Not teaching.
playing on your video game in the head teacher's office. Those 6 weeks I was making the shelving and driving into Inverness every other day to get paint and nails and screws.
And you keep me updated.
I did. Little Zoom meetings in the evenings.
No, because you didn't have internet. We just called or
Maybe.
text.
Gosh, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember. So, how did we find it living up above the shop? It was fun.
It was fun in the
It
beginning.
was very cold
Yeah.
because there was no proper heating.
No, I mean, you had some heating, you can sit in front of it.
A little bit of furniture before all yours arrived. Director's chairs, a little table that we'd bought from the antique shop.
Yeah.
And for 3 years we cooked on a camping stove. And we washed up in the sink in the bathroom.
Surely.
And I made that special draining board that sat over the bath, so at least we could wash up like normal.
It was really funny because we said, no, we only do Dutch cheeses because all the other cheesemakers were there too, from France and
Yeah.
Italy and blah.
Yeah.
And then we found out in North Holland. I said, this is a nice one, and I think very consistent.
And I said we had to do goat's cheese.
Yeah. And I never liked goat cheese either, actually, but then we find out the arena. And I said, oh well, yeah. And then we had big catalog. And then you have to put in how much you would like to order, and we were like, 4.
Have one of those.
There was one of those and 3, maybe.
But the minimum order was 200 kilos.
Yeah.
So that was like 20 cheeses, and we were like, oh, we've got 15. Oh, we better have another 4. What shall we have?
Yeah. I don't remember if we had cumin actually in the
Yeah.
beginning, did we?
I think so. Sure we did.
Yeah.
But it was more the fact that, 200 kilos is like 2,000 pounds. That's quite a lot of money when you don't even know whether you're going to sell any.
I remember that you had a nightmare in the night. Or was that before or after?
No, it's like the story that Gas,
The cows, yeah.
the man in Amsterdam who buys the cheese and then
Mm.
doesn't know whether he's going to be able to sell it or not.
Yeah.
I was that man.
He didn't sell it,
Well, we did.
but we did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't actually know when the cheeses arrived. Was I here or were you?
No, because I sent you photographs. I have the photographs of the first order when they arrived. It was all very exciting.
Yeah.
It was about a week before the opening, and you came. Yeah,
I came
that's-
for the opening and yeah, at the end of November I had a couple of days off.
Yeah. So then, the opening night, Yoka was due to arrive, and I think we said to people, come at 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
and my sister picked up Yoka from the airport, and was like, well,
Oh,
she's not here yet, but we can't wait for her. And then you had the funniest evening of all, because you weren't expecting people to actually want to buy it.
I was scared to death because I didn't know Oh, I still remember that I cut an extra matured goat and it fall into pieces because it was so cold.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nobody minded.
No. And then I have to look up, oh, this is a
20p
5p,
in it.
20p, 50.
Yeah.
So I put little notes in the
till.
tail, and
Yeah.
they're still there.
Yeah. Just to remind you, 10 years later.
Aye.
There's a seagull there who's
Yeah.
being terribly...
Yeah. Walking like I'm the boss on this garden. After you cut the cheese in half, you have to cut it like that, and then that way, and then gradually like that, and then it's all gone. So the first one is about like that. You cut it straight as you can. Oh, that's fine, but I think it's quite a big piece. And you put, yeah. Oh, well, anyway, maybe somebody wants to have it. It's £5.55. Then you lay this one in the corner. Make it that. And hold it with your fingers. And here. And take that in your fingers. And then flipped over. Make it neat. Put a sticker on it. And there you go.
Ta-da!
And this time, well, I didn't have my belongings yet because I left home.
Oh yeah.
I left everything behind me, and they were going to wrap it in, put it in boxes, and bring it over. And I had my little cat, and I let her go the evening before my company. So I flew to Edinburgh, because that's the only place where the cat could go. And when I arrived, I said, oh, well, can I pick up my cat? Well, it's not here. I said, it's not here? No, you have to drive that way. Oh. I took a taxi, a cab. And when I arrived, they said, £300. The what?
No, they said
£300? Yeah,
no,
fees. Yes, they did.
No, the joke was, you said, I've come to get my cat, and they said, yes, that'll be £3.50, please. And you thought £3.50.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
No, 350.
Yeah, that was.
Having already spent 600
yes.
for a flight.
Transport and a passport and
so we always
else.
called her the most expensive cat in Cromarty. But those first few weeks were crazy fun because we didn't know what to expect, and it was like, oh, people want to come and people buy cheese, and then they come back and they buy more cheese.
And we had all the little tasting, little cups, so they could taste because we're not familiar with all of this.
Yeah. I also remember when I was getting the shop ready, when you were back in the Netherlands, I would hear the kids going to school or the playgroup, and nobody in the town really knew what to expect, but I overheard the mums saying, it's going to be a cheese shop, and the kids going, a cheese shop? Comedy?
Yeah.
That was waking me up in the mornings. Hello again.
Hello there.
We were talking about, do you remember the window displays in the old shop?
Oh, yeah.
Which was your favourite?
I think my favorite was the snowman.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, so cool, so cool.
We did different windows for different seasons. Can you remember some of the other seasons?
Tulips, travelling, what's his name? Rietveld chair. That was great as well.
I tried to make it so one window was Scottish and one window was Dutch.
Yeah, you had a windmill. You made a windmill, a blue one, and a Scottish tall windmill. And then we had Rembrandt from the Rhine in one window, and
a Scottish guy in the other one, but I don't remember the name, you know? I don't remember everything.
No, because it was a long time ago.
Indeed. I'm very disappointed, you know why?
Why?
I was never in the window. And I'm so cute. I'm very cute.
Yeah, but you would be very tired if you were sitting in the window all day.
Why?
Every day.
Why?
And also people going past might be offended.
Oh. Then they think, ooh, an animal with cheese?
Yeah, but
No,
also
can't do that. Okay.
sometimes you say rude words.
Yeah. I want to do it now, but... Right.